The federal government has postponed the implementation of the 15% import duty on petrol and diesel to the first quarter of 2026. Now, the deferment was approved by President Bola Tinubu following consultations with key industry stakeholders to ensure a smoother rollout of the policy and avoid disruptions of fuel supply. The Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority confirmed the suspension, saying the move is aimed at balancing energy security with market stability, especially as the country transitions toward increased local refining capacity. Industry experts and marketers have welcomed the postponement, describing it as a necessary relief amid heightened inflation. They note that the decision will help sustain adequate fuel supply and support a gradual, less disruptive adjustment to locally refined products. Now let's bring in Mr. Oladotun Hassan, convener of Nigeria Coalition Group. He joins us now in Lagos. You're welcome, sir. Thank you very much, Oladotun, for joining us. Now, let's start. This is a very interesting situation we find ourselves here in Nigeria. The impression the public had yesterday was that, in a matter of speaking, doomsday had been postponed. Now it seems like as if we're still going to go there. Are we ready for a 15% import tariff is the question on petrol and diesel. Is Nigeria ready?
Well, we have to correct the misconception because the 15% is in favor of Nigerian masses. It's not against the Nigerian masses. It's not adding anybody on Nigerian masses. And the Nigerian masses are to the greatest benefit of this whole process, if implemented. And that was one of the reasons why the Nigeria Coalition Group, alongside Yoruba Council Worldwide, we resolved to write Mr. President directly through open letter, through the Oni of Ife, through the governor of Lagos State, for Mr. President to consider immediate implementation. We are aware that it's the most difficult thing to be a president of Nigeria. You are dragged from every corners of this world to see where and how to satisfy everyone. But Mr. President, we are appealing to stand by the people. And standing by the people means that you are standing by the local refineries and the investors. What we have in Nigeria, which is the biggest refinery in Africa, being owned and managed by Dangote Refinery, which is the Dangote Refinery, is one of the big plus to us, especially under President Bola Tinubu. And this is a refinery that is growing to becoming the biggest in the world when it's built to an expansion capacity of 1.4 million. So what are we saying here? Our argument is not in fight against Mr. President. I'm an advocate, a great supporter of Mr. President policy. Mr. President brought up the policy of Nigeria First policy.
Okay, Mr. Hassan, let me come in there before we go. We do have a very stipulated an allotted amount of time here, but let me get you straight. You say this is to the benefit of the Nigerian people, but if there is a 15% tariff put on petrol, that will definitely come down to the consumers. The consumers would have to pay.
No,
do enlighten me,
clarify.
Please. Yes.
Let us clarify it. What we demanded is total stopping of fuel importation into Nigeria.
Okay.
We have had it in the cement industry. What we are having in the oil and gas industry is that there are a group of people named as oil cabals. These are the cabals that are not making our oil industry to grow. And we cannot continue to promote a foreign oil into Nigeria, whereby we have the best refined oil, the best petroleum product is within Nigeria.
Mr. Hassan.
Dangote Refinery, what we are saying is the fact that Dangote and all other local refineries, there are over 30 licenses that were given to refinery company in Nigeria. We are about to have the Boa refinery, but what we are saying, for these local investors to thrive, President have assured us of the first policy. And what we are appealing is that the immediate implementation will not cost any brouhaha to our pocket, but rather...
But Mr. Hassan, the question that the masses are asking is... The question that the masses are asking is, Mr. Hassan... Just a second, Mr. Hassan. Now, if Dangote Refinery is actually able to provide for the needs of Nigeria when it comes to fuel for 40% of Nigeria's need, then we're expecting perhaps maybe...
Even have the capacity...
Just a second.
Refinery has capacity...
Just a second. Let's also take into cognizance the fact that it took a long time to actually set up this refinery. Now, if you're asking for a 15% tariff on importation of oil, and you're asking local refineries to step up to the game, how will they do that when they are not yet set up at all? Yes, the licenses have been given out. So the question is, how are they going to meet up with this capacity you're talking about, the rest 60% without the infrastructure?
It's one of our demand that Dangote refinery has been underutilized. What we are demanding is let there be crude oil, 100% crude oil that will satisfy. We are refining over 2 million barrels of crude oil per day now. We are shifting towards that, and NNPC is aiming at 2.5.
So, Mr. Hassan, that's the point. Why not wait until...
It's been denied the crude oil.
But why not wait until... Why not wait until we have this before implementing the tax?
We already have the capacity. Dangote refinery tank farm alone, if there is scarcity in Nigeria today, its tank farm can sustain us for 1 year. Dangote have been able to buy 2,000 trucks in order to make sure that the fuel gets to the filling station. He has been able to bring on board a well-structured system. All we are demanding is that let the federal government, through NIDRA, let them grant 100% allocation. This undermining of Dangote refinery is a total sabotage, and it's anti-masses. Dangote have only reduced fuel from 1,500 naira to 800 naira, and that was why DAPMAN and all other unions, including Pengasin and NUPENG, were fighting. So what we are having now is a fight of the masses against the entrenched oil cabals who believe that they can maneuver the president. And we have already raised our suspicion that they are about postponing this to the first quarter of next year. They cannot continue to postpone our evil days.
Well, Mr. Todimu, Mr. Hassan.
Importation, give more life of, well, if Dangote gets 100% crude oil today, there is no need for importation.
Well, Mr. Hassan, while this seems...
to as low as 200 naira per liter.
Just a second, Mr. Hassan. Just a second, Mr. Hassan. Now, while this seems very noble, if you want to increase capacity for local manufacturers or local industries that would refine oil, you have to realize the fact that what you're asking for is a monopoly. If you're asking Dangote refinery to be responsible for 100% of Nigeria's needs when it comes to oil, there are also adverse effects that also brings on the economy as well.
No. Sincerely, what we have, we need to appreciate it as a country. Dangote, as a date, has been able to prove a point that is ready to solve Nigeria's problem. And it's not the only refining oil company that we have in Nigeria. But what we are requesting is the fact that this fight is exclusively against Dangote refinery. This old gamut of war by the oil marketers, Ipman, Dapman, Nupeg, Pengasin, led by Festus Osifo, all these put together, including the sabotage which Festus Osifo of Pengasin declared that total shutting down of Dangote refinery without no valid court order.
But Mr. Hassan, do you think that the price
local refinery?
Do you think that
cannot continue?
Do you think that the price of fuel will go up if this 15% tariff is implemented? Let's answer that first. Will the price of fuel go up?
Wait, let me say, the only thing that will happen is that there will be price disparity.
Okay.
Price of us buying, we buy Dangote will be lower, which we can buy at the lowest rate of either 400 naira per liter. Their own importation, the cost of landing cost is what we are paying for. Then why must we pay for your own change of production? So at the end of the day, we are not promoting our homegrown infrastructure. This is one of the reasons why these same cabals do not want our local refineries to operate. It took Mr. President and some willing interest. Okay. Even Dangote was once want to buy our local refinery, but it was frustrated by the same oil cabals and the union workers. So to me, it's like we are having an enemy within. We don't have any problem with Dangote. What we are appealing is the fact that if the federal government gives 100% crude to Dangote today, I want to assure you, you and I will go to that filling station and buy fuel at the rate of 200 naira per liter or less, because our product is not coming under any landing cost. We are not having any additional demo rate. We are not paying any additional cost. Rather, is just for NNPCL to move crude in full load to Dangote refinery or any other local refineries. Let us build our own grown refinery.
All right, then, Mr. Oladotun
begin to push
Hassan
to promote external factors. And we want to plead with Mr. President. He should take and be firm. Let him not shift the ground. If this is going to add up our suffering, and we believe we can do it with Mr. President because we believe in his renewed hope agenda, which has brought about good living to entire Nigerians, and we are preparing for even supporting Dangote for his
Mr. Oladotun
barrel capacity
Hassan,
per day.
Mr. Oladotun Hassan, I want to say thank you very much for sharing your views with us here this evening. Thank you.
Thank you.